We've drawn wreckage into this mess.
I like defining the other object because right now we just have an. Or if we don't define it now, will it ever get defined, or will it just get removed?
It'll
Yeah,
define in the
we'll
game.
say that, oh, I have an untoward object, so what is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know
Which
what that
actually means, if you leave it open, like, it doesn't even have to be anything from the list.
Yeah.
Damn.
I concur with that laughter.
Yeah.
So,
He's
So
watching
if
the
it's undefined in just a category, then it can be anything that would reasonably fall in that category and not just the stuff on the playset.
gotcha.
So that includes relationship stuff, Jacob. So we could be bound in the past in a way that's not on the list.
Yes, that's why I'm leaving that undefined. So I might do need to get laid.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh boy.
By anyone, anywhere to dull the pain.
That was one off.
That's intense.
To prove them all wrong. It wasn't just a one-night stand.
So you don't die
Yeah,
a virgin.
that's what I was going for, actually.
So you don't die a virgin.
No, I like number 4.
Like, well, can he die? Ooh! If you took so you don't die a virgin, that means that the one-night fling, like it got broken up, like it didn't end well, like it was supposed to.
We
You
just
were
do
in the middle of it, and then Caleb runs off into the night because he's not actually into it, and then now
Caleb,
like
come
that's the
back.
way you.
Come back to me.
And now you just desperately want to finish that unrequited night of coitus.
unrequited love.
Unrequitus.
The unrequited love.
Yes.
All right. So what are you picking here, Jacob? Man.
Well, I mean, if I do to prove them all wrong,
I mean,
I'm
you
gonna
can get the whole like I'm not gay or I am gay or whatever you want with it to prove them all wrong. Or like he really does love me, damn it.
yes, that's what I'm going for. I'm going to prove them all wrong by proving that Caleb does love me.
All right.
Nice.
It wasn't
like
just a one night thing.
It meant something, damn it.
Oh, wrong.
I'm
All
sorry.
right, that's everything defined, right?
All right. So let me just reiterate everything for everyone watching. All right. So the relationship between myself and Wreckage is one of crime. One of us is a crime boss, and the other one is a lackey. We have a need to get even with the sheriff. The relationship between myself and Frank is one of community. Frank is the sheriff, and I am the deputy. The relationship between Frank and Caleb is one of family. They are uncle and nephew. They share a need to get rich through misplaced trunk of bullion gold. The relationship between Jacob and Caleb is one of romance. They had a one-time fling at some point in the past. They share a need to get laid, to prove them all wrong. Well, I think Jacob, this is more of a solo need, I think, more than anything.
Well, no, because Caleb can also. So if Jacob is trying to prove that Caleb does love him back, then Caleb could be trying to get a woman to prove that he's not gay.
I
So
like
they
it.
both have a need to get laid, but for different reasons. One's trying to get laid specifically with Caleb to prove that Caleb is gay, and Caleb is trying to get laid with a woman to prove that he's not.
All right.
True.
And-
I like that.
And
we have that untoward item too.
Yep, the relationship between Wreckage and Jacob is the past, and it remains undefined. Ooh. We also have a weapon. It's a crate of dynamite weeping with nitroglycerin. We have an untoward object, which is yet to be defined. And this whole adventure takes place across the tracks at a gentleman's club.
It can take place other places, but it largely focuses on whatever goes on at the gentleman's club.
Correct, yes. So all points will come crashing towards this gentleman's club.
Okay, so I want to. So now's when we start to define some of the loose ends by finishing our characters.
Yeah.
I want to be the crime boss who owns the gentleman's club.
Interesting.
I want Dave to be my man on the inside because the sheriff has shut down my illegal operations.
Now to get even with the sheriff, is that a need that we both share? Or is that a need that only you have?
We both share it. So you should like if mine is a professional need to get even, then you might want to have a
Private need.
personal reason.
All right. And how long have I been the deputy? I assume Frank has been the sheriff for a long time, but how long have I been the deputy?
You know what, Dave? Real quick, if I, are we assuming my sheriff is new at the job? He's been doing it for a while.
You can define that however you want.
It's your character, so you can.
Yeah.
And we're all sort of discussing it too. That's the nice thing about Fiasco is that we all just choose what works best.
Yeah.
By talking it out at the beginning, and then we start playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was thinking when we decide how long I've been doing the sheriff thing, that'll tie into how I'll probably tie into who's uncle and nephew on mine and Caleb's. But I do kind of like the idea of a crooked sheriff.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I like the idea of a crooked sheriff who shut down Wreckage's place so he could be kind of getting a cut, or maybe Wreckage didn't want to pay the protection money and said, "Fuck it, I'm shutting you down." And because I just want to fucking get rich with my uncle or cousin or nephew there.
Nephew.
And this is how Dave and Wreckage want to kind of get me back and take their shit back and get rid of me.
All right. So you
So
are.
it's not even like it hasn't even gone down yet. Like you haven't shut down my stuff, but you're
Rick, you
muscling in on it.
Rick, you cut off halfway
Yeah,
through.
you
What'd you say?
So it hasn't even gone down yet. Like you haven't shut down all my stuff.
Okay.
You're actively muscling in like right now.
Like this could be when I come in there to shut it down, maybe.
Well, I think this trunk of gold bullion is sort of like the thing. Like it's right now we're both at even. Like I'm the established crime guy. You're trying to take over by using your legitimate quote unquote authority to put me and my operation in jail, and then you get to take over. This trunk of gold bullion is like this is the thing that'll push it over the edge for either of us. So we both want it, and we hear about this sort of lost man's treasure type thing.
We hear about a what? You cut off right there.
Well, like lost man's treasure type thing,
Yeah.
like in the West.
Okay. Buried,
It's
buried
gold,
treasure.
basically. So it was lost in a mine shaft. Some stage got held up, but the criminals never came back with the loot, so it's out there somewhere. Like, however we want it to be lost.
Okay.
Interesting.
But that'll be, whoever gets that will have the final push to put the other guy out for good.
All right. I
like
like
that.
this.
I like that idea.
So it's been defined that Frank, you are the older one in the family relationship, as in the uncle.
Actually, Caleb, would you like to be like? I figure my sheriff's going to be like 40s-ish. Would you like to be like really old uncle, like crotchety uncle who?
Well, then it gets really weird between Jacob.
Yeah,
It's
that's
already really weird
That'd be
there, I
amazing.
think.
That could be really good. If you want to be like really old creepy guy, or you could be like really old guy who got.
Or
like,
you could
he's
just be
"This is
like
a little too creepy
similar
for me. I want to get out of
age.
here."
You don't
Or-
have. Okay, an uncle can be
uncle,
younger
nephew?
than the
Yeah,
nephew.
an uncle can be younger, but
It is
It's
possible.
kind of rare. All right, but your call. You want to be older or younger?
It
I think
really
younger
makes
probably
sense for you
works
to be
best.
younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine Caleb's character is probably going to be like 28-ish, like a young buck, wild on the town, making mistakes with the ladies and the dudes.
Got a little too drunk in the wrong bar. Woke
Yeah.
up and some random dude's like, "Oh shit! Everyone thinks I'm gay now. Oh god."
I gotta prove him wrong.
Come back, baby.
Yeah.
And wow, that stuff's not so.
Now you can be one of you can be a female. It doesn't have to be weird like that. You can play a female.
I have to say, I like that what we discussed so much right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this way.
You like it
Female.
this way? All right.
This
Just
sounds
pointing
like
it out
more
there.
fun.
If either of you feel uncomfortable, one of you can take the role of a female. So
I'm not
You can just do a quick Thailand trip mid-session.
both of you are female now, and it's even
The
weirder.
West is so. The West is such a time of machoism that this, like, I'm not gay, like that. That is such a perfect
I gotta
arc.
prove it.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
I'm gonna get rich and prove it.
So you're about what, mid-20s? You say, Caleb, roughly?
Yeah, I'd say like mid-20s. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you and Jacob have this fling?
Oh, As you see,
I got really drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Convinced me.
Is this something
mean-
that you wanted, or is this something you didn't want?
I think,
Um,
I
Yeah,
think
we
if you
had. I
find
thought
out
we
as
had
you
the
play,
idea. Or yeah.
I think he doesn't know. I think
yeah,
he,
I think.
Actually, I
think
like
he
that he doesn't
questions,
remember any
like-
of this.
Yeah.
That works. Like he was like, wait, what happened? No, that didn't happen.
So what? You
I'm
woke up
straight.
next to Jacob in the morning?
Yeah.
Yep. No idea what happened.
Where you,
There's no
so
idea.
you're both naked in the bed. You were being spooned,
Oh god.
and you're just like, "Oh my god,
Oh, what did I do?
what have I done?"
Shit, not again.
and naturally, it's a small. It's a fairly well-to-do Western town, but it's still only a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 people tops. So word gets out pretty fast. The rumor, at least.
Yeah, the young womanizer Caleb has fallen prey to Jacob's
he's no longer the
wiles.
womanizer. He's just the Iser.
He is the Iser of the town. So having said that, you wake up in this situation. How so your need will then be what, to prove to everyone that you are not like that, and you need to basically, okay, I like that. And then Jacob, you share the same need in order to prove that he is like that.
yeah.
All right. So how do you two tie into the gentleman's club then?
I've got it. For me, in the past, which is the relationship with Jacob,
Yep.
he used to be a upstanding member of the club.
So what, is Jacob like an older gentleman?
He doesn't have. Well, he can be
No,
a little bit older.
I'd
Jacob,
say
how old
it's
are
gonna
you?
get
You can
the
go ahead.
I could say this could be like not Jacob's first time doing this
Oh no.
too. But
How old are you, Jacob? That dude is so happy.
mhm.
He's so happy at what he's hearing.
Yeah.
He didn't just hear the fan fictions going now.
This is a fan fiction right now.
I know.
30, 31.
Okay,
Alright,
so
Caleb's-
Jacob was a member of the gentleman's club, but when the rumors started to spread about what he did to Caleb, I kicked him out because
Alright.
that's not a gentlemanly thing to do, or like it's
The
not a
most
time when that's
gentlemanly
acceptable.
thing. Yeah.
All right.
It's not a time when that's
That's
acceptable. So
man,
the
what most
relationship
of us
with
do to
the
women.
past is that I kicked him out of the gentleman's club.
All right, I got a great plot. All right, so Jacob wants to get back at the gentleman's club for kicking him out, right? Procures the crate of dynamite, right?
Oh, that was the
And
other
then
object.
Frank, the sheriff, will come to him because he finds out about this dynamite. And that could be one plot line between you guys, that Frank wants to use the dynamite in some way to get back at the gentleman's club.
I wouldn't want to say I want to get back at them.
Then
Maybe
Yeah, I think that might be
I think-
pushing it a little bit too far.
well,
Yeah,
it
that's
might have-
flipping the roles. He wants the bullion.
Yeah.
I just want to get rich. I know there's a crate of gold out there. I don't think we've defined where it is, but I'm thinking
I don't think
that,
that is something that we should define. It's like it's lost,
Yeah.
so we should
Okay.
we should try and find it.
But I was thinking like I could be looking for that crate of dynamite because hey, if I bury that crate of dynamite where the crate of gold used to be, I can get rid of that nitroglycerin's pretty bad. I can probably set it to the point where I can get rid of all my accidental fucking jackass.
we could also
at the same
put the gold inside the gentleman's club.
It could be gold that I already have,
Yeah.
but it says
That-
misplaced, doesn't it? It says misplaced trunk.
It could be misplaced.
Oh, misplaced because I've stolen it and it's otherwise misplaced.
You could have,
Yeah.
it could have been like you robbed it, and I know you robbed it. I probably like, you know what? Rather than proving it, I can just I want that shit. I want that shit for my own. Like if I can,
misplaced.
yeah, if I can do my lawfully abiding sheriff thing and get into a gunfight with a criminal, then I
So
don't
the
know what he did
gentleman's
with that
club,
giant thing of gold.
It has like a hidden place in it where I keep my criminal stuff. And,
Yeah,
and
obviously.
You don't know where it is.
But you
Man,
know it's
distracted.
there. You know it's
What?
somewhere in there, but you don't know whereabouts within it is.
Well,
Yeah.
I know, but
I-
not no one else. Like, and the sheriff knows that I have it and it's there. And yeah, Skype isn't in full shitter mode tonight.
No, my
Yeah.
roommate's watching fucking Netflix and it's destroying my internet. So I'm sorry.
Oh, are you hosting Skype? Someone else
Yeah.
should host.
Yeah.
Well, let us finish this, and then before we get started, we can swap it over.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I think that pretty much sums up everything, right?
We have an undefined, untoward object.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure what that is supposed to be.
It's just any dirty object or a weird
Ah.
object. Like the choices are, it's a $3 all-night brothel token, a mortician's black bag, and a jug of I don't know what phenolic acid does. A womb veil, which is like I'm guessing that's a condom for a woman.
Yeah.
I think that's a condom, yeah.
Yeah, like not a dental dam. The diaphragm.
Yeah.
Skeleton of an Apache, a spiritualist's bag of fake magic stuff,
Oh,
and an abortionist's tool.
tools? Oh god.
I kind of think that the all-night brothel token would fit in nicely to.
Caleb's story, maybe.
It would fit into Caleb's story. I don't know what the other stuff how well that would work.
I mean, we can define it as anything.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be any of the stuff on that list because we haven't defined it. So it can be anything that fits under the untoward category.
Okay. Could it be like now your guy's the full-on crime boss? He's probably got like. Could it be like like a dead guy, like a corpse or evidence that you've done a bunch of crimes or something that I could use or no?
Well, we've already sort of got.
Yeah, we've got the gold.
my
Never
character.
mind.
I don't think
You
we're gonna
don't
be
need
able.
evidence in the West.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
if you put anything else on my character, it won't come up because of the way that
I
you do
feel like Jacob and Caleb's character probably need the most fleshing out
Yeah.
of everyone's here. So
Yeah.
I
Probably.
feel like
I was trying to come up with something. I haven't come up.
because
I-
right
I
now
haven't
it
come up-
kind of feels like there's two separate stories going on here. You know.
Yeah, there is.
So I
I've
think
sort of related Jacob to the Gentleman's Club by having him previously been kicked out.
yeah, but he said that he doesn't want to go back. So
No, I said I didn't want to get back at them.
okay.
He doesn't want to get back at, but he may want to be back in the Gentleman's Club.
I was gonna say your
Caleb.
gentleman's club can also be a brothel, can't it? Or is it
I'll say
specifically
this.
not a brothel?
No, because the way that it's worded,
Yeah.
the whole what is the fraternity and all that, that means it's
Yeah.
actually an upstanding gentleman's club. Like it's actually
Yeah.
the place landed gentry go to have wine and
Okay.
like talk about poor people.
True.
Oh,
So you guys
They
have
a
got
flavor.
an item, and we've also got the dynamite that we haven't really defined as to where it fits in this story.
Hmm.
But I think using it as a blackmail weapon or something like that is a great idea.
yeah.
Okay, so then should I start with since I'm trying to blackmail or get rid of wreckage, would that be like
perfect. Here's a good one. Jacob gets kicked out of the gentleman's club,
Uh-huh.
but he gets kicked out because he saw something he wasn't supposed to see, i.e. the gold bullions.
would you have kicked him out or would you have killed him though?
God damn it.
I'm
Say
thinking
Did you say Dave?
yeah, Dave crashed, I think.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
What did
If
you
I
say?
saw something I wasn't supposed to see, they would just kill me.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing. So
it's the Wild West. I mean,
I don't think Wreckage would have known that Jacob saw something he wasn't supposed to see in it, or else he would have killed him.
And maybe,
Yeah,
and maybe
I would've
instead of
kicked
being
him out.
kicked out of the gentleman's club, he then goes to the sheriff with
Mhm.
what he saw, and that's how the sheriff knows.
That's
but
how
then
it's like,
we
like
don't have a past. Then
Well,
we
that-
have to have a past between
Yeah,
our
we had
characters.
to. Yeah, we had to have a past.
Or maybe you helped him get the
it
gold, and
be
then
that-
he kicked him out, and now he's wanting revenge, so he goes to the sheriff with that information. He old
Or-
backstab.
You need to want to have revenge against me for you to be
Yeah.
involved in the meta plot.
yeah, going back to the whole Jacob and Caleb idea, I kind of like the idea of this not being Jacob's first rodeo, so to speak, where he's drunkenly got a bunch of guys blacked out and tried to prove to them a few times. And maybe Wreckage could know, like, you know, this is the last fucking time you can't be drunkenly nailing my customers, you're out, sort of deal. And then
Now
Jacob
Jacob's
happens
just
to know about
stalking
the
me and
gold.
follows me back here.
And then, yeah,
Yes.
it could be like Jacob's pathology. I don't know. And so Jacob's thinking like, well, fuck you, shithead. I'm like, God damn it. And he's like, hey, sheriff, this jerk's got gold. Like, no, can you say hi to your nephew for me? Or something. Which I think that would kind of tie it together. It can use some work, but that's
The other thing
Yeah.
that could happen is, say Caleb told the sheriff about what happened between him and Jacob, and that could be another relationship that the sheriff intervenes within this to try and stop Jacob
Get away from my nephew.
Yeah,
I'm
that
a-
sort of stuff, you know.
He's such a fine young gentleman.
I want to bring Caleb into the meta plot. I think that's important at this
Yeah.
point.
Mhm.
I think
Well, I'm already part of the meta plot.
Yeah, he is. Because he
Yeah.
wants to get rich as well.
he wants to get rich as well. He wants
Maybe-
to get rich with the sheriff. Like, are you guys
Yes.
actively
With-
together?
yeah.
Oh,
in that?
together,
holy
yeah,
shit!
together.
Holy fucking
I've got-
shit! Hang on.
Oh,
I
okay,
just
you do yours, Dave. But I
All
got
right.
a great idea too.
the reason they had a one night fling was so that Caleb could get information from Jacob.
No, that
Caleb
ruins the whole
saw-
thing.
Wait,
That,
Caleb-
that like it's no longer
Yeah.
about this rumor and this.
All right.
accidental-
How about this then? The
I've
same
got an
thing
idea,
happens where they do that whole like accident, get blackout
Dave,
drunk.
Man.
I'm losing you.
Yeah, sorry, I can't do anything about it, guys. Right?
Well, okay, we can't. We didn't hear any.
All right. So same thing happens with the blackout drunk bullshit, except on his way out, he sees a note about the gold.
I've got a good idea.
All right,
I've got a
fine.
better.
Yep.
I've got a good idea. You and your so you guys are family who want to get rich, right?
Yeah.
Me and Dave are against the sheriff, but you and Caleb are against me, and Caleb is applying to join the gentleman's club to repair his reputation. Because if he gets accepted into the gentleman's club that Jacob got kicked out of, it sort of undoes that shame. But what you're really trying to do is get a man on the inside, right? And your familial relationship, Frank and Caleb, is a secret. Because if I knew you were family, I would never trust Caleb. All right, so one final time. Caleb is petitioning to join the Gentleman's Club because it repairs his reputation from the one-night stand with Jacob. But that's the cover for the sheriff getting a guy in the Gentleman's Club to find the gold.
Okay.
Because they're in a familial relationship and they're both trying to get rich.
All right.
Mm.
Well, I mean, like, where does the dynamite come into play?
Someone should have it already.
I probably could have just confiscated it from some like drunk miner or something. Like I could have it in my shop. I feel like me taking the dynamite and trying to get it into your shop would be my blackmail to you. Like, hey, I'm gonna blow your fucking place unless you give me the gold.
Yeah, but this is
Oh.
the future where you have like a trigger on the switch. Like
Yeah.
you have to light a fuse, and you can't do that from elsewhere. So you
If it's-
can't use it as blackmail. You could
If
just
it's
blow up my
If it's
club.
weeping nitroglycerin, it's incredibly unstable. Like you could drop
Right, but
it.
you can't use it as a blackmail threat. You
I
see
can
what I'm saying?
I can leave it on your door and I can have someone shoot it, and that would set it off.
Well, you can.
That's-
I'm saying you can blow up the shop, but you can't
But-
like do it in a threatening way because I will just
Yeah.
grab it and move it. Like,
Anyway,
if it hasn't.
So
Okay. All right.
the token of untoward needs to be defined, and then the dynamite, and that's pretty much it. And we can get in the game, the actual playing.
I think we can assign the dynamite to.
Well, I think that can just come up naturally in the game. Thinking about it now, like someone
That's true,
once
too.
they need to use a weapon, the dynamite is what you use.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. Now, what about the token of untoward? I feel like
That can also be
Caleb-
just come up in the game if need be.
Yeah, we can use that to fill in a gap if we find one. If we have a narrative gap and it needs.
We don't have to use it. It's just available for the story.
oh,
Oh.
Dave just crapped.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
No, you're back. Okay.
Yeah, so we can just use it in the story. It doesn't need to be defined right now. And we don't even need to use it. By the way, Jacob, what the fuck are you doing?
Chewing
He's got a
gum.
hand on his stomach.
Oh, okay. I have no... That's the weirdest way I've ever seen someone chew gum before.
I've been doing this for like half an hour now. You haven't commented.
No, I have. I've
Dave's been busy
watching.
rubbing his knee like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm.
Oh, man, someone defined our relationships. That's awesome.
That was me.
Yeah, very nice. All right.
I think that's everything though. So
Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. All right. Well, I guess we'll get started on Act 1. Act 1 of Die Party Fiasco. So who wants? So the way that this will work for everyone who doesn't know is someone will set the scene with one other person. They'll have a they'll have a scene, as in like they'll talk to each other for about a minute or two. And this game is supposed to be played like really quickly, so there's not a lot of chance to sort of think about things. You stay in character the entire time, and you try and basically you try and have a scene with someone, and you try and push your agenda. If you're successfully able to do what you want within the relationship within that scene, then you will get a white die.
That's not quite right.
If you do not, you will get an orange die.
From watching this, it's the other people get to, in the middle of the scene, put forward success or failure, and the other people have to bring it to that conclusion. So
I see.
So if I'm, you also get to choose whether or not you resolve or establish. So if I want to establish, for example, I can say, all right, this is the first scene. I'm going to, me and the sheriff are going to have a confrontation that sort of sets up the whole interaction between us, the whole plot that's going on right now. He's going to come into the gentleman's club and be, oh, my sheriff, whatever are you doing here for? Or whatever. And then we sort of butt heads. And then while we're going back and forth, the other three of you at any point can say, yeah, we're going to put forward a white dice, which means that for Wreckage, who established the scene, he's going to come away the victor, quote unquote. He's gonna have a good ending for him. On the flip side, if I go first, I can say I want to resolve such and such thing positively for me, and so I'll take a white dice automatically, and then everyone else gets to decide how that happened. So if I say I want to resolve me and the sheriff, or me and the deputy's plan to get even with the sheriff, everyone else can establish, well, you guys meet, out back in the night on horses on a hill to discuss how you're going to and then I know for a fact it's going to end well for me because I chose resolve, but what I gave up was the capacity to determine the context.
Yeah.
And you see how it is?
And at the end of at the end of the scene in Act 1 only, whatever die you're given, you give that to another person. So if you get if everyone decides that this is not going to happen for you and you get an orange die, then you, when the scene's finished, give it to someone else and they have to keep it at that point.
Okay.
In scene 2, there's no giving of die, it's just whatever you get. So I guess Wreckage, you're up first.
Wait,
since
quick
you were
question?
first. Yeah, go.
Does everyone do a scene?
Yes.
Actually, everyone does 2 scenes because you transition from Act 1 to the tilt when there are half the dice assigned.
Yeah.
And there are 20 dice. There are 5 of us. So half the dice will be assigned when we've each had... well, technically, you may be in more than one... You could be in all the scenes, potentially, because... But you get the turn... It's your turn to establish or resolve twice.
Yeah, so you get to do it twice, yeah.
Okay.
And we can actually... I can be first, but we can also, roll or something to determine turn order if anybody wants to. Otherwise, I can just go first.
Well, it's up to you guys. What do you want to do?
I'd like to see someone else go first, but I also like to
roll.
do the roll.
So roll a 1d6 and the highest one goes first.